Clement is the single setback behind Hornibrook. And Clement, second down and 9. The fullback in there. Given off to Clement. 9 of 13 on third down a week ago. First big spot of the game on 3rd and 7. Throws and completes. Able to hit Robert Wheelwright.
By the running back, Ogunbowale. You see him right on Peppers. They love to insert Peppers in the rush. He stands in there much like he did on the first third down last week in East Lansing when Malik McDowell was crushing down on him. Does the same to start this football.
3 longer, like 3rd and 7 that was. Right back to the run game. They want to stay out of that now. Cross midfield. Hornibrook to throw. Quick out to the flat to Dare Ogunbowale. Able to turn the corner.
And this Wisconsin offense. He's the man that took over for Corey Clement when he was injured a year ago. Clement is now back healthy, but they can't keep 23 off the field. He's too good as
Troy Fumagalli, they send in motion. Give it to Ingold, but places Ingold as the fullback. Hand it off to Ramish. Transfer from Division III school. 2nd and 13 after they pick up the flag. Ogunbowale trying to get 3rd and 10. Looking right and throwing right. And it is knocked away. Juniors will open up from the 9-yard line on their second possession. Hand off to Clement. Try on the outside. Has a first down and more. Still on his feet. And is put.
They want to take it right at him.
They're coming at Peppers for sure. Hope they get into a 4-quarter football game and there's some wear down weekend. Top 10 showdowns everywhere you look. Ogunbowale. Hornibrook to throw. Steps up and throws. Able to complete. 1st and 10. Give it to Corey Clement. Gain of 3 on the play. Back to Cassidy in the studio. Quoting you accurately on that. Here's Hornibrook under some pressure. And that will not go for a catch. Trying to hook up with Jazz.
Mo Hurst has been a beast the last 2 weeks. He didn't play early in the year, coming back from.
Hornibrook throwing. And just a bit too far. Trying to find Peavy again. And Peavy's looking. Here's Wisconsin with the ball. Off the play fake. Alex Hornibrook comes out throwing. And it is dropped. Had Jazz Peavy, it looked like. Jordan Lewis saw the coverage there. Defense, because that's not going to get it done. Corey Clement is stopped by everyone on that Michigan defense. Cassidy, 3 receivers on this 3rd and 10. Hornibrook under pressure, and he's going to be dropped. Taken down, Taco Charlton was there.
Higher defense. He and Glasgow get to the quarterback. He's such a physical presence. Glasgow with back-to-back plays, Steve. He blew up the run play on 2nd down, and then he shows you his versatility as a pass rusher on 3rd down. One of the better players in the Big Ten.
Glasgow's having himself a weekend. Needing a big offensive play. Hornibrook looking for the big offensive play. Overthrew Robert Wheelwright. We send it back to Cassidy Hubbard. Play 2 on 2nd and 10. It's a completion. But shy of the first down is Jazz Peavy. They're going to bring up a 3rd down.
Yeah, and Paul Chryst, one of the few head coaches.
Right. He's got the first down and some running room.
And that's a great play call from Paul Chryst. Is you get a little rub route in the middle of the field. It's a great call. It's a man beater 101 in football. And Wheelwright gets a big first down.
And what a huge conversion. Prior to that play, they had 66 yards of total offense. They're only down 7 points.
Michigan territory, even if it's by a yard or 2. Clement is stopped by Brian Monet.
The problem, Todd, is Wisconsin is unable.
Pressure. Couldn't hook up with Clement. But wow, Hornibrook was blasted there.
Don Brown.
Looked like the snap might have been a bit high. They do have Brett Connors filling in at center these days.
Hornibrook did give him the signal to snap the football. You just have to know and have experience. Once I put my hand down, I've got to focus on the ball.
Connors a bit of a stopgap there at center when Michael Dieter slid over from center last week. Jazz Peavy making something happen. Peavy was back for that punt, didn't get a chance, but he gets a chance there.
Good call from Paul Chryst. One of the other.
Clemens carried the football 9 times so far for just 31 yards.
Well, and Michigan now
got the hand up there.
Glasgow's having a great game. I mean, nobody talks a lot about
Channing Stribling.
There's just no chance for Alex.
Lean forward for a yard or two before Chris Wormley brings him down.
Boy, you wonder, when are they going to get Fumagalli
down and short?
They've got to get some balance back in the offense. They came out running the football early in the game, and then by the
first down, Wisconsin.
Great idea by Alex Hornibrook. He had an all-out blitz. There's nobody left in the middle of.
Touched on it earlier. At this point of the field, especially, we talked about the Michigan issues kicking field goals.
Center of this offensive line for Wisconsin, Brett Connors, we've talked about. Ben Show
right under pressure and throwing and completing. Daria Gunbowale, touchdown. And we're an extra point away from a tie game.
He's too good of a.
Both the Badgers and Wolverines hoping to make their first appearance in the college football playoff this year. Possibly
this loft on this throw, perfect. He's got to put it over Gideon's shoulder. Look, he's releasing that ball. Expect LA to be down by the 3-4 yard line. That was as good as you can draw it up and as good as you can throw it. Those are the kinds of throws that Hornibrook made last week against Michigan State and will need to continue to do in this fourth quarter.
All right, Wilton Spate, what do you have? Spate, Evie all by himself and couldn't hit him. We thought it was Wisconsin would have the issues with kicking field goals.
This is a good adjustment from Paul Christ. Take a look. Stribling's been. Paul Christ is great at taking what your strength is, what you're good at. In Stribling's case, man-to-man coverage.
The stop for Michigan.
Well, that's just the 10th rush for Corey Clement.
Gallag Ingold out of the backfield.
You start to wonder, Alex Hornibrook in the fourth quarter, are these hits going to start to take their.
And even more in the kicking game, right? Anthony Lottie started kicking for Wisconsin, the punting, and he was replaced after a couple of rough punts.
A little bit of a wrinkle there from Paul Christ. Had a little bit of a jet sweep action, which finally opened up the middle of this defense. Watch Ben Gideon, just a little bit of hesitation.
Home run or nothing. That was a little closer to the home run. Big play there, he said, to be healthy. Hornibrook is tripped up. Maybe his foot got tangled up with his.
So, watch right here. Got to get that foot out of there. Those guys are
up front.
Yeah, these guys up front, they've got 9 guys they're going to rotate up there, and they're all trustworthy, dependable, tough.
From Peavy, Tyree Kinnell had the coverage.
It'll be interesting to hear what Paul Christ decides to do. I think he's probably going to go for it here.
They've had more than 100,000 fans in the building, and you're right. They have a Hill and Stribling were in the neighborhood.
Let's give some credit to Delano Hill. You're going to see good coverage from Stribling, but watch Hill 44 come over. This situation, get in these situations, third down, Steve, you got to keep your wits about you. He's trying to get the ball to Fumagalli.
Cornerbacks, Lewis, Stribling, really all game long, especially on that series, just locking down the wide receivers man-to-man.
It's locked.
We talk so much about Jordan Lewis as an All-American corner and his cover skills. Probably the best cover corner in America with Des King from Iowa, but look at him physically. It's not going to make it any easier on Alex Hornibrook, you know. So at the ball, they're intercepting it, but Jordan Lewis on the tackle. If he doesn't get this tackle, Wheelwright gets a first down and a fresh set of.
They'll get it away with Lottie.
Can't hear it right this second, but once they get going up over the football, this place is erupting.
Stribling the pick, and we'll see if that's all for Wisconsin.
Alex Hornibrook did not flinch. Got hit in the stomach, and you know, as a quarterback, when you have indecision, usually it leads to disaster.
Both times Hornibrook's been picked off. It has
coverage in this game. So on his 2-minute drill, we always talk about the prevent defense, right? That's not who Don Brown is. But in this situation, backed up inside the 10, I don't totally disagree with. You don't want to have a man coverage break one time to make this play. One hitch is about all the time you have. Wheelwright's got to make that. Quarterback, right? Wheelwright doesn't go down and get it. Fumagalli, it's in your hands. Who's going to help the quarterback? Because at the end of the day, everybody's going to look at the score 14-7. You got George rushing out there on Jordan Lewis. And Lewis has made play after play in this game.